If you're a consultant, a freelancer, anyone who sells their expertise, you know the feeling.
Hmm.
That moment when you realize the pipeline is getting a little thin,
Mm.
and you have to start that whole exhausting client search all over again.
It's the cycle of the chaser, right?
Mm.
It's doing that depressing math. You call 100 people, send out all these emails.
Just to get maybe 3 to 5 replies that are even slightly serious.
Exactly.
And the source material we're digging into today just nails that feeling. It calls the traditional seller kandisen,
Beggar.
the beggar. You're asking for their time, their attention, and you're fighting that fear of rejection, that fear of, lamfian, of just being annoying. It's a lot of effort for not a lot of dignity.
Well, it creates this really negative psychological loop. I mean, we want the work,
Yeah.
but we dread what it takes to get it.
Right.
And the text points out this deep contradiction that a lot of experts have. Tu hak ti lo, nu hak lai so.
Worried when you're lacking clients.
But then you're afraid when you have too many. You're afraid you'll fail or burn out, or you just can't deliver on all that sudden demand.
Yeah, that fear of the flood is just the other side of the fear of the famine. So the big question for today is there a way to just get off that wheel entirely? Can you stop being the hunter and, I don't know, build a system where great clients actually seek you out?
Yeah.
Where they respect your time and feel lucky to work with you?
That is the mission for this deep dive. We're exploring the art of give to get.
Okay.
It's a philosophy, really.
Mm.
A path to abundance that works by shifting the whole power dynamic. And you do it through strategic, focused generosity.
So you move from chasing a sale to attracting a relationship.
That's it, exactly.
Okay, let's unpack that. The source material draws this really stark contrast between two types of sellers. Let's start with the one we all know, type A, the attacker.
The attacker. This person is trapped in the numbers game. It's all about volume, repetition.
So this is the consultant who cold calls on Monday.
Leaves that slightly aggressive voicemail on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then sends the just following up email on Thursday.
Their activity log looks great, but what about the actual success rate?
It's dismal. Maybe 3 to 5% if they're lucky to turn a total stranger into a client. But here's the really crucial point the source makes.
Okay.
What message is that sending to the other 95%? The ones who don't reply.
Desperation.
It screams desperation. They learn that your time isn't valuable, your system is broken, and you're hungry. That's the hidden cost of all that effort. You feel small, and the market starts to see you as small.
Right. Okay, so hold that picture in your mind. The exhaustion, the desperation, and let's look at type B, the invited.
The invited. So this story involves a consultant facing this major C-level executive, and she was so sick of sales pitches that she had one rule.
What was it?
Bring real value, then ask for my time.
Wow. Okay, so that's not a no, that's an instruction.
It's an instruction, exactly. So expert B didn't pitch anything. Instead, they came back with a give-to-get offer, a strategic one.
Which was?
They offered to spend their own time, a couple of hours, researching the company's market, and then deliver a free, totally focused diagnosis session.
And let's be clear, this isn't just a friendly chat.
No, not at all. This session was designed for one thing: to find the stuck points, the internal friction, the blind spots. The leadership team just couldn't see themselves.
So they were delivering something proprietary, something specific and actionable.
They delivered a product, not a promise. They basically showed the executives the precise shape of the fire they were trying to put out.
And this is where the whole dynamic flips. This is the critical part.
Yes.
After this super valuable diagnosis, the leadership team, they didn't need to be sold to. The sources, they just spontaneously asked, can you help us solve these problems you just showed us?
The paid project just emerged. It was organic. Expert B never had to follow up, never had to talk price, nothing. They were invited in to solve the problem they had just made crystal clear.
The client wanted to pay them. The value was already proven.
That's the absolute essence of give to get. It's not give, where you just give away free advice forever.
That's definitely not sell.
Right. It's that powerful, necessary bridge that takes you from that first hello to a real contract.
Okay, so this brings us to a really crucial distinction the source makes. The free part of this has to be a serious gift. It can't be a trifle.
A trifle. I think this is where so many people get it wrong.
Yeah, I agree. You think a serious gift is, I don't know, a free ebook or some generic checklist you downloaded?
But that's a trifle. It's generic, it's automated, it's low effort for you, and honestly, pretty low value for them.
So what does a serious gift actually look like for, say, a consultant listening to this?
It has to be bespoke. It has to take your focused proprietary effort.
Give me an example.
Okay, for a strategy consultant, maybe it's a 90-minute competitive friction audit. You do the research beforehand, and in those 90 minutes, you show them exactly how their top 3 competitors are using a strategy they've completely missed.
Ooh, that's valuable.
Or for a tech expert, a 1-hour technical debt diagnosis. You use your own framework to grade their current system architecture. Quick for you, but huge insight for them.
I get it now. The serious gift costs the client something to their time, and it gives them real practical insight even if they walk away right after. It actually moves the needle for their business.
Exactly, and the source suggests the serious gift becomes step 2 in a much more systematic and gentle client journey.
Right, let's walk through that progression because it replaces that big, scary leap of faith with these small, confident steps.
Okay, so step 1 is just the initial meet and greet, the introduction.
Simple enough.
Step 2 is the strategic gift to get offer. That's the serious gift we just talked about, the diagnosis.
And then what?
Step 3 becomes a small paid project, something low risk, well-defined, maybe a 1-month pilot project that acts on one finding from the diagnosis.
And that leads to step 4.
The large project, the big retainer. The genius is the client gets 3 chances to see your value and test how you work together before they commit to anything big.
It's a soft bridge, so both of you walk into that big project with total certainty, not just hope.
And the reason this works so well isn't an accident. It's because it's rooted in, well, deep human psychology.
This is where it gets really fascinating for me. It's not just a nice tactic. This process activates all 6 of Robert Cialdini's principles of influence at the same time.
All 6. Let's start with the most obvious one, reciprocity. Expert B gave a genuinely valuable gift. That executive could have taken that diagnosis and used it without him. When you get a gift like that, the human pull to return the favor is just, it's incredibly powerful.
You feel a natural debt. It's not manipulative, it's just human. Okay, what about commitment and consistency?
It's the investment. The executive and her team, they didn't just get an email. They invested 2 hours of their time. They gathered data. They participated. They publicly committed to the idea that this problem was worth diagnosing.
So moving forward with the expert is just being consistent with what they've already done.
It's the path of least resistance. They're just following through on their own stated priority.
And that brings us to social proof. Expert B was smart. They didn't just meet with one person.
They met with the whole leadership team. So when the influential CFO and the COO are in the room and they're nodding along, agreeing with the diagnosis.
The momentum becomes communal.
Exactly. The decision to hire the expert isn't one person's risk anymore. It's the group's consensus.
Okay, number 4, authority. This seems obvious, but how is it different from a normal sales pitch?
In a sales pitch, you claim authority. You say, we worked with company X and company Y. In the diagnosis session, you demonstrate authority. By naming their specific, complex problems they maybe couldn't even articulate themselves, you become the expert in that room instantly.
You stop being a vendor and you become the solution.
The inevitable solution.
And that kind of competence and respect naturally leads to liking. The attacker is annoying. The invited is helpful.
People hire people they like, and they like competence. By giving real value without being desperate, Expert B built trust and rapport from minute 1.
Okay, finally, scarcity. This feels a little counterintuitive. How do you create scarcity by giving something away for free?
Because a serious gift takes your real time and effort. You can't do it for everyone. You can't offer it infinitely. So you might say, I'm opening up 3 of these friction audits this month. By limiting the offer, you signal 2 things. Your time is extremely valuable, and this is a rare opportunity. It makes the offer itself more desirable.
So the beauty of this whole system is that you, the seller, never have to push. You just set up a process where the client uses these 6 psychological triggers to convince themselves to hire you.
Precisely. The labor of selling shifts from you to the client's own internal need to solve the problem you've so clearly laid out for them. That is true leverage.
But let's go back to that fear. What if I get too many clients? I mean, this is a real concern for people at the top of their game. What does the source say about being overwhelmed by your own success?
That fear comes from a scarcity mindset. It's the belief that you personally have to service every single lead that comes your way.
And the solution is?
The solution to abundance is system. A flood of leads isn't a source of fear, it's a source of freedom. The freedom to choose.
Okay, but how does the give to get model specifically help you manage that flow and stop that feast or famine cycle?
First, you have to know who your ideal client is. So if you get 20 leads, you have clear criteria to pick the 5 that are the absolute perfect fit for you.
And second, the system itself filters people.
Exactly. The system is. Give to get leads to a small project. If a new lead doesn't even fit your core offering, they don't get the serious gift. They get referred out immediately.
That referral part is so important. Excess leads aren't a problem, they're relational capital.
Yes. You maintain your great reputation, you don't burn out,
Yeah.
and you build this amazing network of partners who can handle the clients you can't. Everybody wins.
So let's try to distill this down into a few core principles for anyone listening who wants to shift from that scarcity mindset to wise giving.
Okay.
Principle number 1, don't hunt, sow value.
This is the big mental shift. Stop seeing the client as prey you need to close. That's a hunter. You need to be a sower. The question changes from how do I close them to how do I show them the problem and my values so clear that they close themselves. You're testing the soil to see if it's fertile.
I like that. Principle 2, give first, but test them.
Your serious gift is also a very gentle filter. To get it, the prospect has to invest a little something themselves.
Their time, some data, getting their team in a room.
Right. And if they won't invest that little bit of energy at this free, high-value stage, what does that tell you?
They're not going to be a good client. They won't respect your process or your price tag later on.
It filters out the non-serious people for you effortlessly.
Okay, and the final one, principle 3. Build a system, avoid feast or famine.
That cycle, lukno luktoi, is caused by a lack of system. When you're busy, you stop looking for work. When you're quiet, you panic and go back to begging.
But a defined system, like these 4 steps we talked about, it keeps the flow steady. And when you're never desperate.
You never have to compromise. Not on your standards, not on your price.
So when you boil it all down, give to get isn't just a sales tactic. It's a whole different attitude. It's about respecting your own expertise and respecting the client's intelligence. It's about choosing valuable relationships over desperate transactions.
It lets you embody the motto from the source material. Don't try to become a good salesperson, be a wise giver, and customers will know what to do.
And the source has this one last insight about what this kind of abundance really means. It says that having a steady flow of potential clients, a good system, that is true wealth. It gives you the freedom to pick your favorite projects, to say no to bad ones, to raise your rates, and to build this huge network of win-win partnerships. That freedom is the real prize.
So if you're listening and you are just tired of the old way, here's our challenge to you. Take a moment right now and actually design your personal serious gift, your give to get offer.
What's that one thing you can do? A 1-hour diagnosis, a quick custom analysis, a problem-defining workshop, something that's relatively simple for you, but incredibly valuable for them.
And something that naturally leads to a clear, paid next step.
Don't just make another generic ebook.
Please don't. Put a real serious gift out into the world. And just watch how quickly you stop feeling like the hunter and start feeling like the one who gets invited in.
Yeah.